That's just the instinct, I guess. So there's been some rain. There's just some places where there's normally not water, where there's like little pools of water, and I can't help but notice each and every one of them while I drive by. I don't even know why I'm looking to the side. I'm looking and there's water. There was a pretty flower growing on the vine, a yellow flower to my right. I had to take a turn to my left, so I had to mostly watch the left. Sometimes I want to do these little projects for fun. Like I'll think about, hey, I want to go build a hut. But then I know that my strength is a limited resource. I'm gonna get tired. So providing one, but it doesn't really work because I have a building out there that's already better shade and shelter. I could say, well, I could get out of the rain, but I can already get under the shelter of the chicken pen or in the building to get out of the rain. So it makes more sense to do the kind of work I don't really want to do. Not the work of play, but like weed around and mulch around the fruit trees. I need to build another door. Got some people sharing posts on the group chat. In Alamo now. Going by the prison. There's more California. Like California can't house all their prisoners. So a lot of them are stored in Wheeler County, Georgia. There's probably more people from California in that prison that live in this town. Except if you count the people that live in the prison in the town. And I don't remember, the last time I looked it up, I think there are as many prisoners as like just citizens of Wheeler County. My property's pretty close to the prison. They don't really escape. It's not a good place to have to stay in as a chicken coop. One of them was hiding under this old, almost blind woman's pen. But I haven't heard of a prison escape in forever. I think at this point it'd be just about impossible. You know, if you just go walking, you're just a regular person, and you just go walking, bored cops will watch you look wrong. So, I just don't think that. And then, if you're from California, you're in a prison in Wheeler County, and then you escape, where are you supposed to go? So, there's some people say, are you worried about living near the prison? No, I'm not really worried about it. I'm worried about it if I don't change my brake pads. See, I just went not the back way, but the back way. See, now I'm passing J&K Creations. I'm here now. I don't know if the door can squeeze in at the top of the door with the con blocks being at the bottom. I don't know if the youngest chicks can just get up at the top and get out somewhere by places where, because I used the old beat up tin and there's some places where there's some gaps. I don't know if like I'm gonna flip the camera around. Nah, I'll just wait till I get closer to the chicken. It's cooled down a lot. Now there's cloud cover after all these rains. This chicken done got out of the chicken pen and got in another cage. I'm glad it did though. It probably would have been ate by something if it wasn't in that cage. I'm gonna let them roam around and everything. And I gotta put some chicken feed in there. There's a feeder in there that they can get feed out of, but I'm not sure if all of them know about it. They ought to because they copy each other. But I'm not 100% sure that the youngest ones know how to use it. I'll let all them out. It's been raining, so that's good that the water came, but that also means I need to get on top of the weeds and get everything mulched and hold that water there. You can see how there was so much yellowing on the leaves from all the heat. This looks greener. This still looks really yellow. To me, when I'm looking at this camera, the camera makes it look greener than it looks like to my eye. But yeah, this one for sure. This is like the #1 tree probably needing mulch around it. This one here is kind of in a valley where a lot of water pours to it, so it's green. But a lot of these in the middle area. That one on that corner is green, but it's got a whole bunch of mulch on the corner of it, where one day I just dumped the whole wheelbarrow out and went home. Them fallen trees, I forgot to bring my chainsaw. The fallen trees from the storm have made it where I can't really get a wheelbarrow in and out of there to rake up and bring mulch here as easy as it used to be. But I'm going to cut a path out with my chainsaw. I'm also, all them briars there, I'm about to dig every bit of that up. About a foot deep, a whole square out, and dig that whole area out and throw it in the east part of the pond dam to just build that area up. And then water would drain in that area that I'm talking about digging out. All them briars will be gone. And I'll probably put like perennial, like oregano and lavender and just things that are low maintenance that don't die in the winter, because it'd be close to my little building, so I could step out and get food. And then, you know, pass that up at the vegetable garden. This area, I'm divided about what to do about it. I've thought about cutting this strip in the middle of trees out. Then I can, you know, my orchard, there's a yellow fly on the camera. Then I'd have more light and I can bring trees in this area. But right here on the border of the property where this dirt road is, there's a strip of hardwood trees. And then that strip of pine that I'm talking about cutting out, that makes this area like partly shaded all the way across. And you can feel that it's not as hot. You can feel the coolness of this area. And so I'm just thinking it might not be worth it to cut that strip of trees out. But that strip of trees does block a lot of light. And those trees that way do as well. So it's like I want to let the light in, and also it's already hot enough. Let there be the shade. Originally I was thinking about doing the complete opposite. I was thinking about right in this strip, putting hardwood trees to make this a shaded valley. Let the hardwoods grow up and meet one day, and you walk up under this cool area here. And a lot of acorns for wildlife, for deer and squirrel. And for people, you could eat them too if you boil them and get all that bitterness out. But you know, I might just have to make a sacrifice. There's other shaded spots and cut them trees out. Because it really is like, it's easy to get water in there to water them. it's closer to the other trees that I would breed with them. But right now, shade in the summer, I start to value the shade. In the spring and the fall and the winter, I'm like, what am I letting these trees block the light out for? The only thing I really got in this little water pool here is little mosquito fish to keep the mosquitoes ate out. I'm gonna put a sump pump in. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I might. I've been thinking about just using this water and just cutting them trees out there. It's like, I was thinking about putting a pump in the pond and getting it out to here and taking the pond and filling up this and that one and making a chain of them that go all the way across. And I mean, rain would fill them up too, but where I could pump and then have a pump on this end too, where I can just use the downhillness to bring water in and then have canals that go off. I'm trying to see, my problem is I have to really get a better focus and not just be randomly working here, there, and everywhere doing little. This is sawdust from work. Blueberries. It's from untreated wood. It's been sprinkled. You don't see it because of the pine straw and stuff. It's also there. But once that sawdust was sprinkled around all these blueberries, no matter how hot it got in the summer, they never went yellow like they did every other year. Every other year they would be like, I'd be putting water on them as best as I could to keep them from drying out and dying. And this year I've just focused on the trees. I've planted more trees so they don't get as much individual care as they used to get. See, I like to bring that lavender around where these trees are and where these peas, that way I can water everything at the same time. I'm already going to be out here with a water hose. And these lavender don't like to be watered all the time, really. But they'll get watered a little bit just from me watering the peas. And from me watering the peas, that's really just there to get me to water these little orange trees that are going to replace them in the area. I ate enough peas. I'm tired of eating them. I'm just letting them go. I probably shouldn't. But there's some. I don't need to let that vine be on a tree. At first, I was thinking it was looking a little bit like some poison ivy, but I'm not sure that it is. You've got 3 there, but then you got sits of 2 behind it. So it might not really be. But before I just grab that with my hand, I'm probably about to get off the camera really, so I can really focus on getting some work done with a grasshopper. See, I go out to the pond and catch me yellow perch in there. No, I got bluegill. What kind of fruit is that? Oh, that's one of them little watermelons. I never even took it off the vine. I ate 2 of them. Some wild animal probably ate my watermelon and drug it out here. I already got seeds from the other 2, but I'm going to save these seeds too. I come out here one time and I was really thinking that I remembered another watermelon being on that end. And I just couldn't find it. And I was like, did I have a bad memory? But nope, something just got it. I think it's that fox. I think that fox eats grapes and watermelons and chickens. don't even know why I like the fox. At this point, I probably shouldn't. But I guess I just like the way it looks. And he runs different than the dog. Like he's more like flat across his back. It's more like level. His movements are more smooth and more like, it's not all like clumsily like, it's just like, if you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. He just runs kind of like in a straight line. He's not, a dog runs like he's jumping up and down a hill or something, like just like a wave. I've been talking about I could buy a goat or a sheep for the price of a lawnmower, but you know what? I could just get a lawnmower to cut wherever I want it to cut. I'm gonna buy a lawnmower, especially at the house. I can have a goat and a sheep and a lawnmower. I'm tired of not having a lawnmower, so I'm gonna just buy one. Oh, did y'all see it? There's a black and a white crane that come to this pond or whatever it is. Normally they're so shy I can't even get this close. That's something else. That's like some kind of bird flying. But I still got this grasshopper I forgot about that I was even holding it. Thought I was holding something else the whole time. What I dropped when I grabbed this grasshopper without thinking about it. Oh, I saw a fish or a turtle popped their head up. Get out of my face, There's I think it's a dirt dauber or something. There's another yellow fly. I never saw these yellow flies till I'm gonna see if them bluegill have gotten big enough to eat that grasshopper yet. They were little. They might not even bite it. They might be full from everything else that's already washed in from the rain. I'm probably not ate him yet. He might just get away. What if I put enough air or something? Well, he might get away. It does look like something's moving in the water, but it might just be all them mosquito fish. I think they know he's there for sure. It's not raining. It's not rain. Got elephant ears. I got my hay fork. As you see. Well, I'm not going to be able to get my wheelbarrow in and out of here, or I ain't got my chainsaw. But I'm just going to rake up the pile that when I come back later and cut the path to get to it, then I'll get it. Or I might wind up doing what I normally do and putting it in a closed basket and just carrying it around.
yellow flies. It looks like I've done all mulch in this area. I want a frog. Yeah. I'm gonna get back up. Things like fireflies and stuff like that. Before winter comes, they're gonna need a layer of leaf litter. So there are other places I can get it from. One of the best places to get it from would be the top side of that creek. That way all those nitrates don't wind up in the water and wind up filling it back in. And it's been the plan to get them anyway. It's just been that there's a lot more trees blocking access to that area. And so the chainsaw being broke has held that up. This is a place where, you know, every other place I carry water to the trees. But now that I've put in all the work and made this swell, I definitely do plan on cutting the trees out along this line, and this swell will water them. I won't have to carry water to them. They'll just find the water. And there's a good bit of area to plant. I think I probably put a bullfrog jumping in the water over there. No. I might wind up buying me some mulch, because it looks like I've took a, you know, there's mulch here, of course, but you see all the green plants starting to grow everywhere. For me, kind of maybe taking too much of it. I know if I pull up all the weeds, I'll have some mulch. I wish I could have showed that frog on the side of the camera before he jumped like I saw him. I guess they building their house. See that house? I come out here. They dug it real fast, and they dropped a shipping container in the ground and built the house over it. I was like, what are they doing? Making a secret room? That's poison. I know that's poison ivy. I'm not. Last few times I've gotten into poison ivy, though, it ain't done nothing to me. It used to have some really strong reactions to it, and I walked around barefoot with it on my feet all the time for about a year. I don't recommend doing it, but it seems to have helped. Well, so you see how this line moves through here like this? I don't think I'm gonna cut the trees on this side, but the trees on this side over here, actually, I don't know, I probably should cut the trees, but I do think I probably should plant the trees on this side and cut them out. I kind of didn't want to cut them out because I figured they might hold the hill and slow down erosion, but when this area floods, this area will be all the way up underwater before this ends, so I really need to plant my fruit trees up here, because it normally won't flood, but if there was to be a hurricane, I don't want my fruit trees leaves submerged underwater. So even though what I dig here, I need to put here so it compresses the dirt and holds the water here. I do need to plant my trees on this side, just because this whole entire valley can flood sometimes. That's why there's a lot of willows out that way. And normally that's where they're all at, but there is the hill up that way in that corner. There's a whole bunch of willows up there, and maybe just because that's where they started, I don't know. It is more ideal. See, I got some mulch I can get from here, but if I get this mulch, I'm gonna come back and this whole hillside is gonna be poison ivy. So, plus I'm gonna need mulch here when I do put the fruit trees here. It's looking like I pretty much tapped the forest for mulch. Because down that way it's just more swamp. There, well, actually, if I go up to the heights of the hill up here this way, it's willows, but as I come back around that way, it becomes pine. That place where I was at, where there's the shallow little ponds with the little 20 foot by 25 foot pond liners, on the very end of that side, that comes out to the, like if you keep going this way, you'll run into that same spot. And there's some taller pine trees there with pine straw that I can get. But there's a path of briars and fallen trees in between there in that spot. So that's why this area got so much more pine straw and leaf litter raked from it than I would normally rake from it, because the storm made everything else hard to get access to. One thing I'm going to probably do, and since I got to cut these trees out anyway, I'll lay these logs around them trees and let that hold water and let it break down. See all them limbs on this tree down that way? In the end, all of that, when I trim and cut that up, bro, are you in this episode? Message retracted. Why is your message retracted? I didn't delete no message. You deleted your own message? I cut those. I might be able to break those branches off with my hands and carry them back for mulch. This grass that grows here now. The deer will eat it. The deer come in here after the maple seeds. It's flowing pretty good, I think. These dandelions help prevent cancer. I'll let them dandelions grow out here. I'm the one that brought them out here. They were growing in the work parking lot, and I took some of the seeds and put them in my pocket and brought them home and just shook them out. And where I had trimmed all them trees shorter and let light in, I shook all them dandelions out there. They're edible, and they help fight cancer. That's why we brought them to America in the first place. And now we spray poison on them all. Not everything that's like that is a dandelion. There's a lot of other plants that spread their seeds with those little white feathery ends. Tired of that being in my way, and it's rotted enough to break. These slides are slippery. Okay. It's looking like